They all on my mom's side. Cousins that I have on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One of my cousins is whole ass married to a stud.
Oh yeah.
But she got 3 kids. They grown though. She got 3 kids.
Well, like I said, I don't feel guilty to my sexuality.
And she decided
when it comes to people, but I feel guilty when it comes to God, because a lot of people, we all heard what the Bible says and how God frowns on it. It just makes you feel guilty if you have any type of conscience. It doesn't make you feel guilty for who you are. It just makes you feel guilty for being who you are.
I don't know what bothers me the most. Like I just said, I just hate the fact of whoever said something. And it's like leaning towards my auntie, because my auntie and her talk a lot. That's her sister.
And like, they're gonna talk, but that wouldn't hurt me. What would hurt me is just to hear the disappointed voice.
But like I say though, the disappointment, it sounded as if though she was disappointed because I didn't say anything.
Didn't tell her at all. You felt like you had to hide it from her or something?
Yeah.
What did you, that's why you should explain it to her, At least your mom told you congratulations. My family don't even talk to me, so, we had those days, but like I always say, not everybody just grew up to get curious in it, because I didn't know nothing about the gay life, honestly. I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know about it because my stepmom said, you gay, you like girls, and I'm like, what? I didn't see it, I hadn't seen it, I hadn't been introduced to it yet, I hadn't ran across the gayness yet. And then she was like, you don't like men? And I was like, so that's what I am, I'm gay? And then I was like, nah, I don't think so. Then, like I said, I married a man for, 10 years? We were together. I didn't like it. Like, it was like the whole situation of wanting to be in that situation was what I wanted, but not in that sexuality, I guess, I couldn't get comfortable with it. I would fight. I would argue every day. I just couldn't trust a man after being molested and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I never knew that me not being able to trust a man, or me molested, would make me not like men, you know what I'm saying? Not like sexual activity with a man. And I just feel like people that judge me because I did turn to women more than men shouldn't judge me. It's not like I grew up like, ooh, titties, booty, and it's not like I frown on people, that did grow up that way. It was more like I grew up not wanting any type of relationship or any type of sexual activity until out of high school. When I got out of high school, yeah, I did my puppy love or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But when I got out of high school, I really didn't want to date men. I didn't know what I wanted. I wasn't interested in men, and I wasn't interested in women. A woman came across me, and that's when I figured out this feels, and we didn't have sex or nothing. It was just the feeling of it, the feeling of being safe, the feeling of being loved the proper way without feeling that someone's going to harm me. Because remember, I told you that after my molestation, I had a lot of problems. I was even afraid, even though my family didn't know it, I was afraid to even ride in the car with my father by himself without getting real nervous and thinking something's going to happen to me. And because I chose not to open my mouth with my family, it took a big effect on me, and it really did. So growing up, it made me not want sex, period. I thought sex was disgusting. I would look at people that talked about it and it felt so nasty. That's why I'm so, sometimes I'll be uncomfortable talking about it, and I have to remind myself it's perfectly okay, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like I just grew up saying, oh, I want this woman, I'm going to go against everything in the world that I was taught. And that's how I feel like my family look at me, like, oh, I'm just going to choose this. No, like, I don't know why I like it. I just feel more comfortable with a woman than I did with a man. And that could be a big part of all of my molestation and sexual assault that I went through. That made me feel as if a man couldn't. And then I fought myself for 2 or 3 years, tried to kill myself. And people said she did it for attention. I tried to kill myself because I was fighting against my sexuality. I was fighting against wanting to be gay. I didn't want to go to hell. I didn't want to, I didn't want to experience the gay life. It's not like something I wanted. This is something that I took in more, something my body took more advantage of, put it like that. He said he's not coming home tonight.
Yeah, that's what I mean tomorrow. They called.
Yeah, it's just something. Hold on.
Not coming tomorrow?
I don't know. Yeah, he's not coming home tomorrow after work. But just something I took advantage of. So it was like I fought against myself for 2 or 3 years. Oh God, and I beat myself up. When I did date a female, I would just beat myself down. I felt so disgusted. I just finally had to accept it. Like, you are who you are. You're not going to change, like, no matter what. And I've tried and I tried and I tried, and I just feel every time I feel like I'm with a man, I feel like this does not feel right to me. You feel me? Like, this ain't right. And I think that's because I was stripped before hormones even was infected in my life. So for people to run around here and say Taisha gay, she like licking butt and make their little jokes about it, it kind of hurts, because although I didn't share the fact that I was molested until after years and years later, it hurts because you didn't know what I went through. You didn't know that I was being sexually molested at school and being sexually molested by my uncle. You didn't know that kids was taking me after school, taking me to the outlet, trying to have sex with me. You didn't know this because I never shared it. So me not sharing it is what cost me to bottle those things up. And then I was fighting against myself for a long time, and that's when I took pills, and my daddy was trying to figure out what was going on with me, and I didn't know how to explain it to him in words. I didn't know how to tell him, because when I did tell him, he was like, you gotta get over it. You gotta just get over it. And it's not that easy to get over being molested, you feel me? Especially as many as time as I was, So I don't fault him for it. It's just the fact that I felt like I wasn't comfortable enough to go there to them and tell them this is why I keep running from Amarillo, because every time I'm here, all I see is me being sexually harassed and me going through the mental and physical abuse that I went through. And every time I date a man, it just feels like he's violating me. When we had sex, it didn't feel like sex. It felt like a violation. It felt like a harm. And as long as I go through those type of experiences, I don't know what to do. You feel me? So that's what I had, took those pills and stuff, and my daddy thought I was just trying to kill myself for attention. And that was the time where I said I woke up out of my hospital bed, and I asked for my daddy, and my doctor was like, oh, they told me to tell you to call when you wake up. And I was like, dang, like, what happened? He was like, you took some pills, tried to kill yourself, but you did call us before the pills hit. I guess when the pills hit, the doctor kept me, and that's when I passed out. He kept me overnight because he said my eyes didn't look right. That's when I probably passed out. And then I woke up and I was like, hey, and I was like, where's my daddy? I asked my husband where my dad was, and they was like, oh, he said to call him when you wake up. And I didn't even call him. I was like, what? Like, who does that? But that's what happened, and I never got to tell them that. So when I got married, I was ready. I wanted that life. But did I know that I was traumatized from men like that? My husband was my first relationship. Like, yeah, I had that puppy love in church and stuff, but you know what I'm saying? We didn't do shit. So my real relationship was my husband, and when I joined that relationship, I wasn't ready like I thought. I treated that man like, oh God, like he was scum. And it was by accident, and I would beg him, don't give up on me, take me to therapy. I don't feel comfortable with you having sexual activity with me. Just take me to therapy. I want this off of me. I want to be able to sleep with a man. And he was like, no, you don't need no therapy. You're just a crazy bitch. You don't need therapy. You're a crazy bitch. You don't need no therapy. You're crazy. Because I was so mean to him. So it was either like, then I started faulting myself and then falling deep and deep and deep. That's when I met this girl, and she introduced me to her, and then I started liking her, and then my life just kept going from there. But I felt nasty for a while, I did, but I heard the small voice in my head just say, accept who you are and I'll handle the rest. Like, cause I would pray to God and ask God, please just take it away from me. I don't want to be gay. Like, I enjoy women too much. And I don't like the fact that I do, because I know you don't like me doing it, you know. I don't want to go to hell. And then I heard this small voice to me, and I don't care what nobody say. Can't nobody tell me that God didn't tell me this, because you don't know what God is capable of doing or why he makes the choices that he makes in life. See, my daddy could tell me all day long, or any preacher, not just my dad, any preacher can tell me all day long, Satan tricked you to make your voice sound like God. But no, I know the difference. I've heard him speak to me before. And I know the difference between a calm, spirited voice than a evil voice, you know. So when I prayed about it, I came to him with a sincere heart and tears on my knees, and I prayed to him, and he said, stop fighting yourself, just be yourself and I'll handle the rest. People say I'm crazy when I say that. You telling me God told you to be gay? That is not what I'm telling you. That is not what I said at all. I did not say God said for me to be gay. But what I did say is God told me to accept who I am. And he will handle the rest that came with the package of who I am. In other words, he was letting me know he knew who I was when he invented me. He knew what was going to happen when he made me. So he's telling me, accept who you are and I'll handle the rest. People be like, oh no, you telling people God telling you to be gay. No, that is not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is God said accept what happened to me. Accept it. Now people pray that thing, oh God, give me the strength to accept what happens to me and accept the things that I can't change. But this is what he's telling me. Accept the things that you can't change. This happened to you, and it caused you to feel this way. Some women get promiscuous, some hate sex, some turn gay and hate sex at the same time. I've heard it all, you know. So accept what came with it, and he'll handle it. However he gets me out of it, he'll get me out of it. But in order for me to get through it or get out of it, I have to accept me, because that's who I am. That's how my body chose to retaliate to the situations that I'm going through. Now, if you choose to hate me because I choose to accept me, then so be it. And I'm starting to figure that out by now. By no one talking to me when I'm calling them, they're ignoring my calls. They call themselves mad because I keep moving from city to city. But neither one of them has stopped to figure out, I have not supported this child in any type of way of mine. I have not tried to sit here and listen to my child. All I've given is the advice of go to God. And that's very great advice in many aspects. But I've never thought to sit down and actually ask my children, why are they being this way by myself? I have to have an extra person there. I have to have extra family that's not blood. And it's not trying to, single someone's wife out or anything. But sometimes the children are more comfortable speaking to you about yourself without that significant other, because that significant other probably helped the conflict or inflict the pain that they're going through. Or because they feel like their significant other don't know them well enough to trust them with the inflictions that's causing them pain. Whatever the situation may be. And in our case, I think that's what our case was. My father didn't understand that we grew up with him only. We could have stepmothers and girlfriends, don't get me wrong, but we knew that that's what that was. That's what that was. Don't get me wrong, when he got married, we were all happy. We were happy all for it. But did we intend for this marriage to break our family into two different families? No. Did we know that we weren't going to get along with the son, and the son wasn't going to get along with us, to the point where it cost us both of our parents to separate the family into two separate families without even noticing it? No. Do I hate the brother for doing it? No. I learned to accept it. But what I do hate, I don't hate that man because he was our only child and he's used to that. I don't hate because he decided not to like us. Okay? I don't hate him for that. I don't fault this man for this. I don't have no hate in my heart for this man. But for some reason, this stepbrother of ours hates our guts. And it hurts me more than it hurts my siblings. My siblings like, I don't care. Me, it hurts me because I liked him and I looked up to him. I helped him with his children. His children were like babies to me. They were my babies, you know. So it hurt me. But did we expect our family to split up like that? No. But my father has to understand. He has to look back. There were times that we had family reunions where you left us with our grandmother and with the stepmother's family, and we were all supposed to be one family. It didn't make sense to us. And there were times where my stepmother made it known, this is not your real family. We don't have enough money for y'all, so you have to go to your grandmother's, while we all take a 15-passenger van out of town to this cabin trip to East Texas for a family reunion. My father don't see that that's what ran my siblings off. Like, wow, you're excluding us, and we're a part of you guys. It was like, we wanted to go have fun on family vacations. She would tell us that she couldn't afford it. Next thing you know, they on cruises to Houston. Or they're going out of town and my stepbrother is joining them. It was like always looked at as if he was more favored than we were, or he was more important. And it wasn't the fact of him being more important. It was the fact that he was her only child. And as long as he was her child, there was nothing we could do about it. So it was either my father accepted her child or he didn't accept her. So of course he's going to accept her child. But then we start angling to the point where we noticing she's pulling our father away from us because she's telling us things like, hey, I know that's your father, but that's my man. You know what I'm saying? And he going to listen to what I tell him and ain't nothing you can. And it was to those points, and you young and dumb and you don't know how to get out of stuff like that. So that type of stuff can anger a child and cause a child to run astray in different directions. And that's okay for you to get upset when that child runs different directions and run astray. But what's not okay is if you don't take the time out to wonder why your child is always in the room reading, quiet and crying when you come home from work. Or why your child always got their lip poked out when you come home from work. Or why your child always complaining. Or why your child, the only child in the neighborhood that's still in the house, ain't spending night with friends. Why your youngest daughter missed her prom and you didn't realize it. All these things because our parents didn't realize to sit down and talk to us and be like, what's really going on? They have this thing where we as we're adults, we have to stick together as adults because it takes a village to raise these children. But it doesn't take a village to hear one child. And I just feel like my parents set us down at family time. Yeah, we had family talks, but were we comfortable enough to talk? I can't speak for them, but I know I wasn't. I never had a complaint because I wasn't comfortable because my complaint was sitting right across the table from me. And I didn't know how to present to my dad, hey, we love this woman, but we're not a family. We're all separated. And you think we don't notice it, Dad? We notice it. We notice it. We notice how many pictures you take with this woman's family, and we're not included. And it's not because we didn't show up, because half the time me and my sister wanted to go, we were just never told. We had to find out on Facebook. They never called us and said, hey, they're having a cousin's day in Fort Worth, let's go. I always went to the gatherings when I was able to ride with my parents, okay? Because I loved that family. But then I felt distant as well with my brother and sister, because I'm like, we're all one big family, but my brother and sister don't never around me because they don't feel comfortable. And then when I'm there, it's like everybody's close, even my father, but we feel like outsiders. My Aunt Jenny Shaw, she made us like feel incredibly welcomed and loved. We loved her to death. Her and a couple of other sisters, like they were really nice to us, but it was always that wonder if they accepted us, you know what I'm saying? But they always accepted my dad. They always liked my dad. They accepted me. I loved them. I'm not gonna lie. I loved them. But it came to a part where it split our family in two and it broke my heart. And then that's when my mind went crazy. Because I'm only what? At the time when my dad met this woman, I'm 5'6". We're family oriented. Talking about we used to my dad waking up in the morning, playing video games with us before school, telling us he loved us, chasing us, around the house. Playing military discipline with us. We had an awesome dad. Still do. Most greatest dad in the world. But we just think he lost himself. You know? When you become married and you become religious, that's a great thing. It's supposed to be. But it became over rating with religion. It became overrating with the marriage. It became to the point where the religion was so bad we couldn't spend a night with friends. Like, we couldn't do anything. We were always left out on the fun. And then when it came to family vacations, it was always, no, you ain't going on vacation because y'all did this wrong. We never been on a family vacation together. So when it was family vacation, it was always Dad, Linda, stepbrother. Never us. We was always left. Stepbrother got a house, the key to the house. We couldn't have the key to the house. We had to sit outside, and my sister would numerously sit outside and darn near use the bathroom on herself. Waiting. Knowing she has bad kidneys. Waiting to use the bathroom because we'd be stuck in the sun with no key. And then, like, you hear the family, why they don't got a key? And they ask them, why y'all don't got a key? And he got a key to the house. That don't make no sense. We weren't allowed to leave because we couldn't get back in the house at a certain time. But stepbrother had a key. We weren't allowed to have school money, but stepbrother got school money and name brand shoes. And my dad probably wasn't realizing this because, you know, women have a way of doing things without knowing what we're doing. To be brainwashing and real cruel. So I sat back and I wasn't the type to complain. I wore what I got. But yeah, did I get bullied for it? Damn right I did. Every piece of dress that I wore, one of them dresses I was molested in. Every piece of them dresses I wore, I was bullied. Every piece of them skirts I was bullied, but I still tried to stay humble. But the bullying became overbearing. Then watching my family fall apart, watching my dad, sister, brother, and stepmom argue, watching my stepmom and sister and brother go head to head in fist fights. It broke my heart. And I don't think nobody noticed it because even though I was a child that did my own trouble, I wasn't a troubled child like that. I don't understand why they keep coming up with these ideals that I stayed in trouble. Because I didn't. It was the fact that the oldest two stayed running away and stayed in trouble to where I stayed in my room reading books after books and after books and after books. To where my stepmom would get uncomfortable, like, why are you so quiet reading books? So I think they never noticed that it took effect on me, and that's the reason why I would stay in my room and read books, because I wasn't used to the type of discipline that we were enduring. I wasn't used to being made to go to bed at 9 o'clock. I wasn't used to being made to ask, can we have something to eat out of the refrigerator before we could just go in the refrigerator and grab it. My dad used to let us go in the kitchen and grab what we wanted to drink. We could eat what we wanted before dinner time. As long as we ate our dinner, we can go outside into the sun, go down as long as we was on the front porch. All that changed when we got married. You can't sit outside no more. You got to come in the house. You could barely go anywhere. You can't spend the night over a friend's house. And we did all of these things before he got married. So my dad felt like, oh, am I a bad guy because the way they came across him with it? Was he a bad father? No. Was an excellent fucking father. Like, he's my fucking hero. You hear me? We had the best dad in the world because my dad didn't get angry. He wasn't that type of dad. He didn't get angry for nothing. We never got a butt whoop unless we really deserved it. He gave us freedom. He let us know that he trusted us, and we were children then. Running around the park while he's at work until 5:30. We knew to be in that house. We did our chores. He had no problems with us. But when he got married, it was like we flipped. And he's trying to figure out what happened to his kids. But he's not realizing that y'all are slowly separating us. Y'all are dropping us off with grandma. And nobody's speaking up for us kids. We're looking at grandma and looking at everybody like, y'all not seeing what the hell going on around there? Like, y'all niggas, we little, so we just sitting on the floor looking at these fools like, you really not seeing this shit, grandma? Man, you really not seeing how they leaving me at home and they taking a stepbrother? You ain't seeing this? It was like everybody didn't see it. So it angered us. But then we met this woman, which was our stepmom's sister. She saw it. She saw that everything was, man, like we didn't have toys as kids. She was like, why these kids ain't got no toys? We're going to call her Aunt Miss Pretty. We're going to call Amy Miss Pretty. She know who she is. She was like, man, why you ain't got these kids no toys? And then my stepmom would be like, they don't need no toys. They don't deserve no toys. So one day she was like, yeah, they deserve toys. They kids. She took us to Walmart and she put us a whole bunch of toys in a basket full. We came back like we was on a happier than kid on his wish list. You hear me? She had a whole basket full of toys, and when she brought them back, she said, "These kids need toys. These some good kids." I don't know what happened. It just like destroyed our family, and then that's how I lost my mind, and then I started going through this depression, and I started going from jumping from city to city to city, because I ain't used to seeing my daddy and sister and brother fight like that, bro. Like they ain't talked in years. Like they really ain't just sat down and talked. And I've tried plenty of times, y'all. I had Sunday dinners. I've taken them out to eat. I've celebrated birthdays. I've did all of that. You know what I'm saying? Sit up there. I've celebrated birthdays. Sit right here. Excuse me, I'm parched. I celebrated birthdays to get them together. I made Thanksgiving dinners to get them to come. I remember one year I invited everybody. Nobody showed up. It broke my heart. So then I said, you know what? I can't live around this depression. I told my ex-girlfriend that we was just going to take our stuff and we was going to move, because I couldn't be around the depression. I couldn't be around the fact that my family just refused to love one another. That just did, especially the three of us, my father, my sister, and my brother. You know what I'm saying? The four of us. Especially us. I couldn't fathom us not even getting along, because we never got to the point where we fought like this. And all the trouble started happening behind marriage. And people say, oh, you kids are just spoiled. It wasn't the fact that we were spoiled. It was the fact that we were left out, man. We were left out. The stepbrother was the main man. And I never had nothing against him, but I don't act like I'm not going to act like I didn't see what was going on. Because I did. But heck, how can we get mad? Because that's what he was used to. He was used to his mom getting him whatever he wanted. Was it supposed to change because she got married? Put your head back. In his eyes, no. In our eyes, no, it ain't supposed to change, but you're supposed to add on two. Now, you ain't got just one child, you got 3 more children added. So we're all supposed to get the name brand shoes. We're all supposed to get the money for school, but it didn't work that way. It didn't work that way. We all fought like cats and dogs, and you think that would have been a warning sign, but shh. Till this day, our family is not together. There's grandchildren that haven't even met grandparents, my parents, because our family just refused to bond together and realize that we are all acting a fool, because there's 2 families in one immediate household. Y'all are living separate lives like you see on TV with the step-parents. And it should have never been made that way. The day that we was told not to call this woman mother, well, should have been the day that was a red flag that our family was not going to be a family. That should have been our red flag. You came into our life, there you go, knowing that we don't have a mother, knowing that we needed a mother, and then when we were calling you mother, you told me not to call you mother because I want your mother. That's when my red flags as a child hit. I just knew. Once you told me that as a child, I just knew that I would never be your child to you. And that hurt me more than anything. But no matter what, I stuck by that lady's side. When she had cancer, I was there. I tried to outdo the anger and the hate that Satan brought into the marriage. I tried to be the mediator of the family. And I still do. When they call me and talk to me about one another, I tell them the truth. Y'all are being stubborn. Y'all don't want to get together and be a family. I don't want to hear it. And I keep running away from home. And I keep not wanting to come back. And I do what I want. But if we stop judging each other because of what we decide to do as adults in life, and we just love one another and quit being so nosy to why it matters so much of what we do in each other's lives, this world will be a better place. Our parents worry about how we run our lives. And when they said, it baffles me, because when I was young, all I heard my parents is, ooh, I can't wait till y'all turn 18 and get grown, so I ain't got to worry about y'all no more. But that's a lie, because I'm 35 and y'all still mad at me because I'm moving out of town. If we learn to let each other be adults, then you wouldn't have children. You wouldn't have problem with your children. Your child 35 years old and you still feel like you need to call them and fuss at them about a decision they made yesterday. Stop. That's not for you to do. They paying their own bills. They got their own house. The only thing you need to do is be calling them and loving them. Now, if you want to give them advice and be a parent, then yes. But who are you to just call them out the blue and get on their butt because you heard what they was doing in the street? They grown. Let them do what they want to do, because when you became grown, your parent let you do what the hell you wanted to do. Now we grown, y'all want to tell us what to do, and then y'all want to get mad because we moving out of town and stuff. Ain't that what we supposed to be done when we got grown? You told us when we was little. As long as we live under your roof, we're going to abide by your rules. And we did that, and we got our ass whooped if we didn't. Now that we're not living under your roof, we still got to abide by your rules? Yeah, pretty much. That's how y'all see it. But in my eyes, I live on my own. If you can't accept that I'm moving from city to city because of y'all's behavior, I don't want to be around no family that can't love one another. That stuff makes my heart hurt. If we can't love one another, I don't have to be there. It's just bad memories there. And if that means you don't want to talk to me and you don't want to accept my phone calls for me to check on you guys and tell you that I love you and to tell you how I'm doing, then fuck it. Excuse my language, then that's how it has to be. Because I've been spending my whole entire 35 years in tears, trying to fight through every depression I've been going through, begging for y'all's help, and ain't nobody even stretched their hand out to help because y'all so busy worried about what the other about to do and they fighting. If y'all really wanted to know what was going on in my life, you would have helped me. You'd have knew everything that was going on. Probably could have helped me. Probably could have had me in church like you wanted and all that. But y'all didn't take that time out. And that's what's wrong with parenting. That's what I don't understand. It's why do our lives have to matter to you so much to where it causes you to anger so much that you can't simply return a message to your children that says, I love you. And can't say you didn't see the message because your bubblehead ass looked at it. It showed me on Messenger. So that's my point. Never will I have a child. They say never say never, but I'm going to challenge that because I know it. Never ever will I have a child and not ever check on my child. There's no way I'm going to wait on my child to call me because I'm the parent. Who the fuck are you, King Tut? You're the parent. I'm the child. So because you're the parent, I'm supposed to call you? No, nigga. Bless you. If anything, excuse my language, you two, no people. If anything, you push me out of your vaginal area and out of your testicles, sir and ma'am. So therefore, you should be checking on us more than we should. It should be equal, but if it's going to be unequal, your parents should be striving more than them children should be because y'all had us. We're just growing and hitting the world. Of course, you know, you went through the phase that we went through. You know we're not going to check on you every day, but we're going to check on mama, make sure mama okay. We're going to check on daddy, make sure daddy okay. But y'all feel like we supposed to call y'all that y'all ain't supposed to check on us. I have never seen a family whose grandparents don't know the grandchildren because both set sides, the parents and the grandparents, refuse to go see each other. That is the dumbest crap to me in the world, and that's exactly why I would never step back in Amarillo, Texas. That is so dumb. Both parties are being so dumb. I really want to see my grandchild, but I can't go over there and see him because I shouldn't have to go to them. They should come to me. I really want my dad to have a relationship with my sons, but I feel like they the grandparents. They can come see my kids. My kids ain't gotta come to them. I ain't gotta bring my kids to them. They can come out here. They got cars. They go everywhere else. Like y'all sound like freaking idiots. So that's how they feel. That's how they feel. I just don't believe in a family like that. I don't believe in a family that can't stand together and pray together. I don't believe in a family that can't sit and have a meal with one another without frowning at one another and judging one another. I swear to gosh, I have the most and this is no offense. I am not here saying to my parents, I love them because they did everything they did to take care of me. But they had some flaws just like we do. And as quick as they be telling everybody, I'm going to tell it too. They had some fucked up priorities as parents. And it took me a minute to see that. I was a dumb child. My brother hated me because I didn't see it. I didn't see it up until 2 or 3 years ago. Boy, there was some great parents as far as wanting to take care of us and loving and wanting us to, you know, have the best. But they had the most hellest way to show it. They had a hell of a way to show it. They wanted us to accomplish some things, but didn't give us a push or the support to accomplish the things. I've seen plenty of family members on my step family side give their children the support, the push, and the love that they needed. Bought them a car, got them jobs, and it wasn't because they did what they were told. You think we don't remember growing up with them stepchildren of step nieces and cousins of ours, watching them rebel against their parents the same way we doing, watching them smoke weed and hit the streets the same way we was doing? So you can't tell me it's because they deserved it or they earned it. No, it's because their parents felt like no matter what they did, they loved them and they was going to do whatever it take to get their child on their feet. And I believe they did exactly what they should. They disciplined, they spoiled, and they helped. My parents don't believe in that. They'll let your ass sit out there on them streets and starve before they be like, come over and eat. Matter of fact, you walk in my parents' house and go on the refrigerator, you finna hear my stepmama mouth for a whole hour. What you talking about refrigerator? Ain't nothing in my refrigerator for you. Ain't no food enough for you. You don't live here. Like, oh my God. Maybe I was thirsty and just wanted a bottle of water. Or just wanted something out of the refrigerator. As parents, we should be able to go in the house and be like, hey, I'm thirsty. I should be able to go in my refrigerator and get something to drink. Because you know if you come to my house and I'm your child, you can go in my refrigerator and get something. I ain't going to stop you. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Get off my parents because everybody ain't perfect. But at the same time, they had some pretty messed up priorities. And I feel like if I was brave enough to tell them, I could have stopped a lot of stuff that happened. Because my dad really don't see it. But I seen it. I seen everything for our eyes and how everything played out and how everything panned out. If it would have been nipped in the butt, my brother and sister wouldn't have felt as bad as they feel to this day. You should have nipped it when you seen your family was not one family. You should have nipped it when you seen that y'all was taking trips without the other children, leaving the other children. Ain't that some stuff though? Wouldn't that mess up any children that was raised that way, getting left at home while the other one get to go have fun? That's where y'all messed up at. You can't leave children and drop them off for grandma while one stepchild get to go out of town because it's his real family. And it's not our real family. Because he barely came to our family gatherings. But when he did come, there was no way he didn't feel like he was family. And likewise, when I went over there, I didn't feel like I wasn't family, but I did feel like our step family didn't. Not all of them fooled with us the way we fooled with them. It was very, very few that didn't though. It was very few that did. But it was based upon our attitude too, because we was becoming angry. I wasn't, but my sister and brother was becoming angry. And I seen it. I was just one of them children that bottled everything up and didn't speak my mind. But I seen it too. I just ate myself and that's how I got big. Excuse me. When I would go through, I would go steal candy or eat food and stuff myself until I felt better. And people didn't understand that. I was getting bullied because of my size. People didn't understand that's what I was doing. I was coping with my pain through eating. I was eating my life away. It was terrible. It was terrible. But God made a way, and He gonna make a way. He gonna continue to make a way. But He made a way, and He made a way out of no way. But what is that? Oh, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I would like to taste my Kool-Aid while it's cold and not hot. But that's some good Kool-Aid. It's good. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Growing up like that, like I was telling my babe, we didn't have the ideal childhood. I ain't blaming my parents for everything, but some of them things, it took a toll. A lot of that could have been changed. They separated us as a family. We wasn't a whole family. They were a family and we were just the side kids. And I felt it. I ain't gonna lie and say I didn't feel it. I just didn't act out like my sister and brother did because it wasn't gonna change nothing. I just wanted to sit down and talk to them. But I didn't know how. I didn't know how to talk to them. I just bottled things up. Ate myself to death. Drank myself to death. Stayed to myself. But now that I know, if I can tell them, I would tell them, y'all had some pretty fucked up priorities, excuse my language, but ain't no better way to put it. Like y'all know y'all children's lunch was 35 cents, but y'all could have sent us to high school with more than just 35 cents in our pocket. Y'all could have sent us to high school with at least $10, $20 for the week. I mean, come on, man. And if we decide not to spend it for a week, that's understandable. But y'all sent this for school, 35 cents a day. If I save my 35 cents for 7 days, that's how they're going to get me almost $3. What is this? That's worse than the slavery days. Huh? Exactly, $2.35, almost $3 a week that we were getting in high school in the year of 2001, 2002. And our parents wasn't no broke parents. It wasn't no excuse. It wasn't no excuse. Even when we got our own money, he was taking and giving to us 35 cents a day too. Like, it's ridiculous that we couldn't be kids. What kid had their own bedroom but couldn't decorate it by themselves? What kid wasn't able to hang a poster on their wall? Was you? We weren't able to hang a poster on our wall. They're not going to put a poster up. They're not call ourselves get one of their posters out of our little game that we had for our little PlayStation and stuff. Ooh, I got me this Grand Theft Auto poster. Finna go put it on the wall. Or I got this poster out this cereal box. Finna go put it on the wall next to it and snatch down. Let me put nothing on my walls. You don't pay for these walls. Honey, with nothing but a little hole from attack. You know, we could smear that with a little paint and paint. So we use tape. Don't be putting nothing on my walls. You don't pay for the paint. You don't paint my walls. So it was just like, we weren't even allowed to decorate our rooms, y'all. We was the only kids we knew in high school. When our friends came and spent the night, we had no, what you call it? No, what you call it to your room, when you in your room and you feel like it's yours. We didn't own our room. We felt like it was an old woman room. We had flowers and plants everywhere and shit. We couldn't. We had this one poster, y'all, that was a Cinderella poster that our stepmom gave to us. Man, y'all gonna laugh probably, but I don't care. I'm gonna tell the story. I held on to this little white girl Cinderella poster, y'all. It was the Cinderella movie. It was with the little white girl and the little white boy. I ain't being prejudiced. I just think it was Lizzie McGuire. That's who it was. That's who it was. It was Lizzie McGuire when she played on the movie Cinderella. I had that poster from my stepmom for the longest. Boy, my stepmom had never gave us something so cool in my life, bro. That was the coolest crap she had ever given me besides when I was a kid on my birthday. So I'm holding this poster, and I'm in, 8th, 9th grade, y'all, and I'm so excited. She's like, one day, if you clean this room, we'll hang the poster up on the wall. Because she was tired of being mean, and I guess she felt bad. She was like, you can hang your poster up on the wall when you get through cleaning up. So we finished, and we asked, and she was like, nah, we'll do it. Just give me some time. Man, I held on to this poster for a good month, y'all. A good 2 or 3 months. And eventually she threw it in the trash because she said I didn't need it. It was junk. She didn't realize she the one gave me the poster. And then I was just waiting to hang that poster up on my wall because I felt so proud. So now that as an adult, y'all gonna laugh. But as an adult, I'll be in there in my room posting shit. Posters like, look, I got me this poster. And I gotta remember, like, man, you are not a kid anymore. If you don't take that Tupac poster down and put it in the frame, make it look decent. But we didn't have that type of childhood, y'all. We didn't have the friends spending the night, y'all. We didn't have the sleepovers like that. We weren't allowed to spend the night with nobody except for the church kids. And then half of the time, we missed on half of the fun on that because they always hollered they didn't have the money. For us, man, look, we had the fanciest and the nicest things because of my parents. But for us to have the fanciest and the nicest things, we were so the brokest motherfuckers on the motherfucking earth. Let my parents tell you. Y'all run around with all these rocks on y'all hands, all this gold. And y'all mean to tell me y'all can't afford for us to go to Wonderland while the rest of the kids go? Huh? What? Talk louder. Why are you whispering?
I said this is your Google account.
Yeah, because I'm underneath your YouTube. It's not showing you my whole account. It's just showing you that I have to use my email to get YouTube. Until you erase it off your YouTube, it's gonna be on your thing.
So I can sign me up.
You don't have to sign me up. You just click on yours and you're in. It's no longer all my information. Go to the top. Come here. Let me show you how to do it. Come here. Scoot over here. Oh, you talking about right here? How did Google get on this? Okay, well that's easy. You click on that right here, and you just put manage your Google account, and then you go here again, add another account, put your account back on. You remember your information? Put your account back on it, and make you the primary account holder, and you'll be signed in. And then once, well, now that I got this, you don't have to be signed in no more. Now that he gave me that camera. You want me to sign you out of YouTube? Well, no, because it's a case where I forget my camera and I have to use your phone. But when you sign into that, let me know and I'll sign you as a primary account. But y'all, we were just sharing a little bit with y'all. I just wanted y'all to be engaged on that little conversation. We'll pick it up on another day. Have more conversations like that with you guys or whatever. Excuse me for being so burpy, y'all. I have like a lot of gas in me. I do not know why. But yeah, y'all have a blessed night and we'll talk to y'all another time.